Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Investor Financing Podcast, and I'm your host, Beau. Today we're going to talk all about SBA 7A loans. There's options, people. You can get fixed rate on SBA financing. Banks prefer variable rates, but they do sometimes offer these fixed rate SBA 7A options. I work with banks that can do fixed rate options, so book a call below if you want to discuss your deal in particular. But oftentimes, these banks at certain times offer promotions. Each bank has a different, even though there's the general SOP and guidelines for the SBA program, each bank can overlay their findings the way they want. Each bank or each senior credit officer has certain things he or she likes. They might have had a bad experience with a car dealership, and now they won't fund any car dealerships. So it's really interesting to see. So what I do is I help you facilitate and package a deal and bring it to the right bank or non-bank SBA lending partner, because that's the way to navigate, because everybody's got a different credit box. At the end of the day, even though the general guidelines are the same, you could take it to one bank and they decline it in 2 seconds. Next bank loves it and gets you an approval in 24, 48 hours. There's also the options of variable rate versus fixed rate, and some of our partners during sometimes have, like, they want to close the year out, right? I have a bank right now. If a loan submitted and closed before the end of the year, they're offering on a 25-year AM SBA 7A. Now this would have to be for something with real estate involved with it, but they'll do a 10-year fixed period, so it'd be fixed for 10 years at a pretty good rate. So the point of this podcast episode is you can go to one bank one day and their rates are awesome. The next day, their credit box gets tighter and they raise rates up because they're not in a position to make more loans for whatever reason, or some press came out in the news and they're constricting their buy box or their credit box. So it just really depends. I mean, and there's certain banks as well that their majority or their bread and butter is SBA. There's a lot of regional and community banks that they're not a huge billion-dollar bank, but they do, like, they're in the top 20 for SBA production, because at the end of the day, a certain percentage of that loan is getting guaranteed by the SBA. And then if the bank is a PLP, that means they're delegated to underwrite the deal in-house. They don't even have to bring it to SBA for underwriting approval. So they're just underwriting to their guidelines, to SBA's SOP. And then there's some lenders that they send in no matter what. They're not PLPs. They'll actually send the full file for a final sign-off by SBA. So you want to know these things and to make sure that you understand the flow. You understand the expectations of why a variable might be a better option than a fixed rate. There's sometimes, so lots of variables. There's a lot of uses for SBA financing. You could use SBA financing for anything owner occupied, as long as it's not on the do not lend list. So rent replacement, you can get up to 100% financing on rent replacement deals. So you're leasing and you want to go buy a building for yourself, you can get up to 100% financing. So it makes sense for a lot of people to use this amazing financing tool. That's why I do a lot of episodes around it. I think it's one of the best ways for small business owners to really grow their businesses is through SBA type of financing. It's meant to help people that couldn't get the financing elsewhere, higher risk, higher loan to value type of loans, where a conventional bank would not lend on that type of product or at that loan to cost. So anyway, know your options. Feel free to book a call. I finance anything that's business related, anything that's investor related for real estate. So what we consider business purpose loans. Any of these type of items, happy to discuss. I don't do residential loans, meaning I don't do owner occupied or consumer loans. I work with strictly investors and business owners, helping them grow and scale their business. And would like to work with you, hopefully. Hope you'd enjoy this episode. We'll link to some more SBA videos you can watch. And as always, please like and subscribe to this. It will help me out grow this podcast. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.
Hi, this is Beau, host of the Investor Financing Podcast. I appreciate you checking out our channel. On this podcast, we talk about real estate, investing, financing, business lending, and acquiring and expanding your business. I'm sure you will find some videos here that will help you build your business empire. There's a lot to see. Take your time and make sure you comment, like, and subscribe. Thanks again.